Hello everybody, I'm Becca. Welcome to the Potted Together YouTube channel.
Hello friends.
Today we are going to be showing you guys some of our favorite plant shelves.
Okay, this is probably my favorite plant shelf, and it's not even one of my IKEA plant shelves. It's my window ledge. And you know, this is the sink. So this is where I obviously do the dishes, and I cook a lot. So I'm in this window a lot, and I place the plants that I love the most here. And I have some hanging ones up there, but I'm noticing it's a little backlit. So I'm gonna take these down and show you each plant. Okay, I've had this plant for quite some time, and it is a succulent of some sort. I'm not exactly sure what kind, but it's so cool. It's super wonky. I absolutely love that pot that I got at Walmart. Not sponsored. And it just keeps growing these tiny little, I'll show you a closer look. Look at how cute those are. Like absolutely adorable. I just love the way it grows, and I love these hardy stems. And you know, the old foliage falls off and then new foliage grows, and it's just the cutest. I absolutely love this plant so much. My next plant is my variegated Syngonium Albo. How amazing. Look at, oh my gosh. It's just so pretty. I absolutely love it. And it is constantly putting out new growth, which I think is a lot of fun. I actually got this plant from Adam as a gift, and I had to stake it because it's just growing out of control. This newest leaf that came in, oh, look at the markings on that. Ah, it's so pretty. Okay, next. Okay, this is my Syngonium macrophyllum, and it like literally has not stopped growing. As you can see, the stake is too short for the new growth on top, but these stems are really hardy. I just need to get a bigger trellis for it. And it's got a new leaf coming in there. I love the shape of these leaves, how they're elongated. Very pretty, very pretty plant, super easy to grow. And I should have mentioned my Syngonium Albo is in leca, and this succulent is in soil, but this is also in leca, and it's super happy in this medium, so she will stay in there forever. Well, until she outgrows the biggest pot I have, and then we have a problem. This is my carnosa stardust, and I got this when it was just a few leaves, and now it is just a ton of leaves. The markings on here are so pretty. This is probably my favorite leaf, but it is trailing a lot. I actually have it hooked onto my measuring cup hook there, but as you can see, it's putting out some new growth here. That's how tiny the leaves are when they first come in. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, it's just this gorgeous plant. There's a new leaf there. Whoop. And it needs a trellis. All my plants need trellis, but I'm moving, so I'm kind of just putting it off until I get settled in the new place. But look at these markings. Oh, so pretty. And this is one of my few Hoya that never got mealybugs, so I keep it over here. Next up, which is hanging, is a sedum donkey tail. And this is something that I got from a friend, and I've just kept it in this pot. It's not in leca, it's actually in soil, and I had some leca spill the other day, and I just threw it in this pot. So I had to take that out of there. But I plan on repotting this with my other donkey tail that I have. That's like the OG donkey tail. But for now, she hangs in my windowsill. Okay, let me take this one down. This is my Hoya bilobata, and it's pretty long. I mean, this is a pretty big Hoya plant. It's probably one of my bigger Hoyas that I have. And it just keeps on putting out new growth. See all this here? This is all just popping out, and it's because it loves being in the window. It loves the sun. I open up the window a few times a day, especially in the warmer months, and it just loves it. I love how this is a trailer. It just kind of hangs down. I feel like a hanging basket is the perfect kind of basket for this plant. She's so pretty. Okay, I also got a new camera on. I'm trying to figure out this focus game, but oh my gosh, my face is so red. I was just outside doing some yard work, and then I remembered I needed to film this.
So today I thought I would give you a tour of my favorite shelf. And that shelf so happens to be in my bathroom. I've talked about this shelf a lot on my channel or my Instagram, and I think it was actually even in a potted together chores video, but I didn't really talk about it in depth. So that's what I'm gonna do today. This shelf, if you can't tell by the echo or the shower head here, is actually in my master bathroom. So for the longest time, it was empty up here. I have a big window right here that faces north. And coming from the Midwest, I was like, well, that's useless. That window's useless. Nothing will thrive in here. But not true in sunny Arizona. So I decided to put some plants up here, some of my bigger plants. And honestly, it is my absolute favorite place in this house. I shower, I look up, I see all of these plants. It's like a jungle. It is a dream. And they all have done really well up here. So I thought I would go through a few of the plants, if you can't tell by looking at them, and just talk to you about each individual plant. So the newest plant on this shelf would have to be my Philodendron billietiae. And this babe, the growth. I cannot believe how big this plant got. If you can see up here, kind of, one of the first leaves on this plant was smaller than the size of my hand. And one of the newest leaves on this plant is like 22 inches long. I mean, it is just a beast. And this plant actually came to me, Becca gave me this plant as a gift. And honestly, like, I didn't expect it to get to this so quickly, and it did. This one is in leca up here in a cashpo, and it just seems to be loving life. So this one is one of my favorite plants to look at, just because it kind of hangs down into the shower, and it's just like very prehistoric. Like, it just feels like it should belong in a jungle. Well, it should belong in a jungle, but it belongs in my shower jungle now. Another plant way back up here that I have up on the shelf is my Monstera Thai Constellation that is obviously just loving its life. It's quite large now, and I think we've actually reached the maximum that we can be in this shelf with this plant, because you can see up there that newest leaf is touching the ceiling. This babe right here, she's hitting the ceiling, so we're gonna have to figure out another spot for her. But right now, she's having fun. She's doing her thing. She's watching me shower. Everything's cool. And then another pretty big tropical plant that I have on this shelf is this Alocasia. I got it as a fry deck. I understand it's not a fry deck. It is a Micha something. A lot of these plants are sold as fry decks because they do look very similar, but I did realize it's not a fry deck by name, but it looks like one, and that's what it was given to me as, so I call it that sometimes. But this one is up here just, you know, doing the most. It got down to one leaf over winter, and as you can see, it regrew, thankfully. Another thing I have in my shower is just this mounted Staghorn Fern, which I treat like crap. I honestly do. Even though it's in my shower and I can literally take it down, get it wet, and put it back up, I tend to not water it very often. So that's why it's alive, but not thriving. It's still pretty though, and I love that it's here. And it's putting out shield fronds, so it's still growing. It's just not massive like I kind of thought it would be by now. All because of my neglect. And then back here on the shelf, I have some low light plants. I have a couple sansevierias and a ZZ plant, because back here doesn't get a lot of light. The window's right here. The light kind of refracts off about where the alocasia is, and then back here it's a little dim, even though it's still kind of bright. So I put some low light plants back there. They're existing, it's fine. As far as care goes for this shelf, because a lot of people, when they know that I have plants above my shower, I'm currently standing on a stepladder right now, and they're just like, well, that's annoying that you have to care for those and water them and get up there. Well, Not really, because I'm tall in general. I can't reach it without a step ladder, but the billietiae is in leca, the alocasia is in leca, so those are pretty easy to care for. The Monstera here is in soil, so all I do with that is I just bring it down, I put it in the shower, and I run the shower head over it like it's raining for a while, and that's all that needs. And then the low light plants over here that I have, the two Sansevieria and the ZZ, they're pretty low maintenance plants. Every once in a while I'll water them and that's it. I enjoy them being up there because it gives me this like really tropical feel to my bathroom, and it just brings me so much joy when I'm showering or when I'm in here getting ready to just see all these plants behind me. So if it takes a little extra work to take care of them, I don't mind because it brings me that much more joy.
My favorite plant shelf is this one right here. It's pretty iconic. I think that if you follow me on YouTube or Instagram, you're very familiar with this wicker arch shelf. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you all the plants that I have on it. Okay, so here is a little overview of the shelf from top to bottom. I have plants on the top 3 shelves, and then the bottom shelf I'm just kind of using as a storage section because it's so far down here no one will ever see it, and also like no plants would do well down there. First over here I have a Philodendron gloriosum. This is actually 2 different plants that I potted together. You can see like their individual sets, like one's over here and the other one is over there. Sorry, this is really hard to show you. But yeah, it is actually getting a new leaf right there, which is really cool. It hasn't put out a new leaf in a long time, so that's exciting. I got part of this plant from my friend Ashley, Planting the World Red, and then I got the other half from Tennessee Tropicals, one of my favorite online plant stores. And then this plant is a Philodendron adabapoense. The plant actually was an import from Indonesia, and I gave it to Adam and he gave me a cutting, and that's what this is. So it's had this new leaf spike for a really long time. It hasn't let the leaf out yet, but I think that if I gave it like a big surge of humidity, like in my greenhouse cabinet, it would probably come out. But in the meantime, it just looks really cute. It has these really dark purple undersides, which is fun. This is my Monstera deliciosa that I've grown from seed. So this is the newest leaf that it put out. It's still really young and like small. You can see it's really little, but it's looking really good still. It's kind of killing off all of its like starter leaves to make room for more beautiful adult leaves like this one. Well, this is definitely still like a baby leaf, but you know, we'll get there. And then next to that, I have my string of hearts, which has been on quite the journey. It looked really terrible for a long time, but it is starting to look better. This is one of those plants that I kind of just like fully ignore. And yeah, that's what's going on up there. But it is putting out some new growth that is really cute. You can see this whole vine is new. The next shelf below, we have this watermelon dischidia. It hasn't grown much at all since I've had it, but it has stayed steady, which is pretty cool. It's in this pot that actually a subscriber sent to me. It's a mug that they drilled a hole in the bottom, and it's made out of really beautiful like Mexican pottery. I just love it so much. This next plant here is a watermelon peperomia. This is one of my favorite plants ever because they're so beautiful, so striking, and just, I don't know, they just have so much to say. The new leaves come in looking like this, although probably not so wrinkly. I don't know why that one's wrinkly and also this one's a bit wrinkly. I'll have to check it for pests or see if there's some sort of nutrient problem going on, but the leaves are just really beautiful and like kind of thick, succulent-esque, and so shiny and waxy. I've never cleaned the leaves on this plant, and look how shiny that is. The next one, I have my Philodendron Florida. Nothing super special about this plant. I mean, it's not like my favorite plant in the world, but that's like one of the more mature leaves at the bottom. And then I have my string of turtles, which goes all the way down to there. And yeah, not much to say about this. I've talked about it in a few videos. It doesn't look like it's putting out any new growth recently. I kind of want to put it in my greenhouse cabinet because I feel like it'll do better in there. I have it in this tiny little Talvera pot that I got from a local nursery in Tucson, and it's really cute, and I kind of just forget about it a lot, honestly. This pot is empty. I don't know what to put in it, but it's empty for now. And then my last row of actual plants, I have my new prayer plant that I got from Tennessee Tropicals. I have to remove this yellow leaf, but we got some yellow leaf realness happening. And yeah, it's just kind of adjusting. This is a super neutral spot in the house. It doesn't get a lot of light, but it also isn't a dark corner. So I find it to be a pretty neutral place, and it's just loving this pot. This pot is so cute. It's from Hands On Ceramics, just in case you were wondering. This is a Monstera adansonii I also got from Planting the World Red, Ashley. And yeah, not much to say about it. I mean, this was really the Monstera adansonii that made me realize that I do like the plant. It kind of came back from the brink of death a few times, so it's definitely super hardy and sturdy, and I love it. And then this is my Tradescantia Nanook. It is the pink Tradescantia, so I love it. I think it's really cute. It's just nice to have. I never think about this plant, honestly, like ever. So yeah, it's always just putting out new growth. And then this is my Stingray Alocasia. I often forget about this one too, but it's putting out a new leaf right now. That's actually my first time seeing that new leaf. That's super exciting. You can see that right there. Wow, cute. But this one is known for having this like tail right here, and that's why it's called the Stingray Alocasia. So really cute. And then down here, I'll quickly show you what I've got going on. I have a little plant stand. I have a grow light. I have a little bamboo trellis that I made that I'm not using right now. I have some wood slabs. I have my garden book, my little garden journal where I write down all my seeds and other information. Rubbing alcohol. I have another hydrometer back there. And then I have some art, a book, and my seed storage. And then in here, I just have like a bunch of different tools, like a label maker, like shears, and then I have a box cutter. That would be my favorite plant shelf.
I hope you enjoyed watching my favorite plant shelf. I'm excited to see what's on Becca's and Adam's.
All right, well, I'm gonna get off this step stool before I hurt myself, but I hope you enjoyed the tour of my favorite shelf in my home. I have a lot of shelves that I really absolutely adore, a lot of plants that I love, but this one has to be my favorite because it's just so beautiful. And if you're lucky enough to have a shower shelf, please send us a DM because I want to see how you have your plants styled in your bathroom.
Thank you guys very much for watching this video and checking out our favorite plant shelves. It's definitely a lot of fun to share all of these things with you guys, so I hope that you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're not already.
See you on our next one. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye!